Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really personal, maybe even a bit radical. It's about a choice someone made later in life, deciding to completely change how they interact socially. What happens when you just stop visiting people?
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Our source is, it's from a YouTube video transcript, really honest stuff. This person, after turning 70, just decided, that's it, I'm not visiting anymore. Friends, family, neighbors,
Yeah.
nobody.
And they say they've never looked back. That's the line that grabs you, isn't it?
It really is. So we're going to dig into the why behind that.
Exactly. Our mission really is to explore the reasons, the deep reasons for this pretty drastic sounding choice and what it did for their, mental peace, their well-being. The source lays out 6 honest reasons. And it's stress. This isn't about bitterness.
No, not
It's about clarity, peace, and finally putting myself first. That's a key phrase.
Yeah, putting yourself first. It shifts the whole thing. So look, if you've ever felt just tired of social obligations, maybe stretched thin, doesn't matter your age really, this deep dive might resonate. It definitely challenges some ideas about connection.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The very first reason given for this big shift, it's straight up. Mental peace comes first. The person says, basically, they just don't have the energy anymore for drama, gossip, shallow chat. And this line, wow, when I visit people, I often leave more drained than when I arrived.
That says so much, doesn't it?
It really does. It nails that feeling.
Yeah.
But, actually acting on that, stepping back,
Yeah.
doesn't that bring up guilt for most people? How do you get past that?
Well, that's a really good question.
Right.
Because what's so interesting here is this powerful shift. It's like they're prioritizing their own peace over what we usually think of as, just being polite.
Right. So the social niceties.
Exactly. It's recognizing that some interactions, they drain you. They don't fill you up, like energy vampires, as you sometimes hear. And as you get older, maybe your energy levels change naturally and you become much more aware of that cost. So it stops being being antisocial and it becomes about consciously checking in. Does this actually serve my inner state?
So peace isn't just nice to have, it's essential.
Precisely. It becomes like a fundamental need, like sleep. And when you see it that way, protecting it, even if it means saying no to a visit, it feels less like being difficult and more like, self-preservation.
That makes sense. That initial guilt. Maybe it's just social conditioning we need to unlearn.
I think that's a big part of it, yeah.
Okay, so that leads into the next point, which builds right on this idea of shifting priorities. Reason 2, time is precious. There's this deep realization that hits them. Time isn't just passing, it's running. You can almost feel the urgency in that.
It's not just ticking away, it's actively running out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do they want to spend that finite time now? Well, it's things like reading, walking, praying, or just sitting in silence with a cup of tea. Simple things, but meaningful to them. And the key part, visiting out of obligation just doesn't make the list anymore. It's a deliberate cut.
A conscious choice.
Yeah. But, we live in a world that often rewards busyness, right? Being busy is seen as important. How radical is it to just say, no, my time is my life?
Oh, it's incredibly radical.
Yeah.
Really insightful. It forces us to ask that big question, how do we prioritize our hours as life moves on?
Right.
Because our culture often pushes this idea, doesn't it? Constant engagement, always on, that's supposed to show your value. But when you really, truly grasp that time is finite, well, that feeling of obligation for social things, it starts to feel incredibly heavy, burdensome even.
Yeah, like a weight.
Exactly. And again, this isn't about cutting everyone off. It's about being intentional, choosing activities, choosing interactions that genuinely add to your well-being, your sense of purpose.
It's redefining productive time.
Perfectly put. It's shifting from external demands, what you think you should do, to internal fulfillment, what actually matters to you, being mindful of the moments.
Okay, which brings us perfectly to reason 3. This one's pretty blunt. One-sided relationships.
Ooh, yeah. This one can sting.
The person just lays it out. If I always have to initiate call or visit, maybe the relationship wasn't real to begin with. That's quite a stark realization.
It cuts through the politeness, doesn't it?
Totally. And the result for them, they said they stopped chasing people who wouldn't cross the street for me. And surprisingly, perhaps, their circle got smaller, but so much stronger. So it's not bitterness, like they said, it's just honest assessment. Where's the energy going? Is it coming back?
Right.
But realizing a relationship isn't mutual,
Yeah.
that can hurt. How do you navigate that without getting better?
That is a huge challenge. And it's often painful, but if we look at the bigger picture here, it really shines a light on how important authentic connections are. Ones where support flows both ways.
Versus just quantity.
Exactly, quantity over quality. If you're always the one making the effort, always initiating, that's emotional labor, right? You're doing all the work.
Yeah, it feels like work.
And this person's experience shows that letting go of those relationships, the ones that aren't reciprocal, it actually frees up energy. Energy you can then invest in the people who do value, who do show up. So the bonds you keep become stronger, more genuine.
So it's a filter, in a way.
A powerful filter, yeah. It teaches you about quality over quantity. True connection isn't about keeping score, maybe, but it is about a shared willingness to invest.
That makes a lot of sense. It's empowering, actually.
Definitely. A shift towards real value.
Okay, reason number 4. This is about dropping burdens. Don't owe explanations anymore.
Ah, the freedom in this one.
Right. This person feels, look, at 70, I've earned the right to live how I choose, quietly, freely, without needing to explain myself. It's like a declaration of independence.
Total self-ownership.
And they stress how simple and powerful it feels.
Mm-hmm.
Saying no doesn't need a reason. And honestly, it feels empowering.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that relief, not having to invent excuses or justify why you just don't want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Many of us probably crave that freedom at any age.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this societal pressure, isn't there? Like you do owe people an explanation.
Oh, absolutely. The pressure is immense. It's almost baked in that saying no without a detailed why is rude or selfish.
Yeah, exactly.
But what's so liberating here is just shedding that expectation. It's not about being rude or dismissive. It's about recognizing your own autonomy.
Setting boundaries.
Clear boundaries, yeah, without feeling guilty about it. This person understands deep down that their life, their time, their energy, it's theirs to manage. It comes from a place of deep self-respect, I think, which lets you live authentically without constantly seeking external validation.
Moving away from living for other people's expectations.
Exactly. Living in line with your own needs.
Okay, and that connects right into reason 5, which I suspect many listeners will just get. Prioritizing comfort over convention.
Yes, the practical side.
Totally practical. The individual just says, I don't feel like dressing up, getting in the car, sitting on someone's stiff sofa and making small talk anymore. That list. It's so relatable.
The little hurdles that add up.
They really do. And they contrast that with what they do want. I'd rather be home in my own chair, in my own clothes, surrounded by peace.
Simple comfort.
Simple comfort. And they tackle the selfish question head on too. They ask, is that selfish? Maybe, but it's also honest.
I love that honesty.
Me too. So how do we balance that desire for just ease and comfort with the social conventions that expect us to show up?
Well, it brings up a really important point about what comfort even means, especially as we age. And maybe prioritizing your physical ease, your emotional ease, is actually a perfectly valid life choice.
Even if it goes against the grain.
Even if it defies social norms, it's recognizing that our needs change. The energy we might have once spent on, keeping up appearances or enduring awkward chats.
Or just the logistics of getting somewhere.
Exactly. All that energy can now be channeled towards genuine personal well-being. Think about the decision fatigue just from planning an outing.
Right. What to wear, when to leave.
All those little things. So choosing your own peaceful environment isn't necessarily antisocial. It's pro-comfort. It's shifting focus from external expectations to your internal state.
It sounds like self-compassion.
That's a great way to put it. A profound act of self-compassion.
Okay, finally, reason 6. And this one feels maybe the most transformative. Found joy in solitude.
Ah, yes. This is crucial.
And they make a key distinction immediately. Loneliness and solitude are not the same. This isn't about feeling isolated. It's about choosing to be alone.
A massive difference.
Huge. And they talk about what they found in that chosen solitude. Reflection, I found healing. I found myself. Powerful stuff.
Deep benefits.
And then the statement that just sums it all up. I'm not antisocial. I'm just finally content. It's not a negative retreat. It's finding something positive within.
Yeah.
So how does one cultivate that kind of enriching solitude, not just isolation?
Well, that distinction you mentioned, loneliness versus solitude, that's everything. Loneliness is painful. It's involuntary disconnection. Solitude, when chosen, is an active, positive thing. You're engaging with yourself.
Okay.
What's fascinating is how solitude takes on this active role in well-being. It creates space. Space for deep thought, mindfulness, processing emotions. stuff that gets lost in the noise of constant interaction.
Right, the external chatter.
Exactly. So this person's experience shows that taking that time, being truly alone intentionally, it allows for that reflection, that healing, that deeper self-understanding. It suggests finding joy in solitude isn't about running away from others, but actually about running towards your inner self.
And finding contentment there.
Finding profound contentment there, yeah.
Yeah.
Creating that quiet space that's often missing.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here? This deep dive, this person's story. It seemed to show that stepping back socially, especially later in life, isn't necessarily negative.
Not at all.
It can be a really deliberate, positive choice. For clarity, for peace, for finally, unapologetically prioritizing yourself. It's not about isolation. It's about living intentionally.
Precisely. I find this perspective incredibly empowering. It underlines that this isn't about retreating in defeat, but about embracing personal freedom, cultivating inner contentment. It suggests that maybe true connection starts with connecting to yourself first, and that setting those healthy boundaries can actually lead to a richer life overall.
Living authentically, not just politely.
That's it, exactly.
So for everyone listening, if you're feeling that guilt, for wanting to step back a bit from social demands, if you're wondering if it's okay to stop visiting sometimes, just because you don't want to, well, based on what we've explored here from this source, it seems like it's more than okay. Maybe it's your time now. Choose peace. Choose freedom. Choose you.
Well said. And maybe leave our listeners with this thought to ponder. How might intentionally making more space for solitude or being more selective about your social energy, how might that change your sense of well-being, your purpose? Regardless of your age, just think about what it could mean to truly put your own peace, your own time first, what unexpected joys might pop up when you do,